I think this is it.
Okay. Well, Fritz, take me to the river.
So, have you heard of El Betray?
I have not. No, what is that?
Oh.
Because
I'm excited, though.
it's really Petra. So
Spelled. How do you spell it?
Petra. But originally, it was known to its ancient inhabitants as Rakmu. RAQ.
Well, that's not even close.
MU.
Raccoon sounds cooler.
Everyone else calls it Egypt, but we call it.
But of course, everyone knows where Jordan is, right?
Yes. Well,
these are the bulls.
I'm aware of Jordan. I don't. If you ask me to pick it out on a map, I don't think I'd be able to.
So,
I've heard of it.
What are some
limited knowledge.
buzzwords?
Is it near Syria?
Yes. Yep. The Sikh is carved into a 0.7 mile long, winding, narrowed valley trail. And in this valley, it's about a quarter mile long at its thickest point, but 300 to 600 feet tall. So it's this very narrow, tall column of sandstone. And when you get to the end of the tunnel, you see, which is the Sikh, S-I-Q, you see Al-Khazneh, which is Khazneh. The Khazneh structure is the opening portal to their treasury. So Rakmu or El Betray, their treasury is Khazneh, and it is one of the most amazing structures, just totally carved into the sandstone valley.
And so this is
and how high is it?
300 to 600 feet, which is like
Holy shit.
seven stories.
Well, they've got multiple. It's like a city in there, right? It sounds like they've got multiple different buildings. So it could be story 1, the treasury. Story 2, the brothel.
Not only that.
Story 3, a Pinkberry.
Mm-hmm.
Story 4, Ace's basement.
We don't know why we put it up there. We know why we put it up there. It's supposed to be down in the basement, but Ace's basement, they just go so crazy with it.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ace's basement.
So this entire city, it has elements of Hadrian's Wall, which was Rome's defensive architectural footprint as far north as England's Hadrian Wall. This part of Jordan has remnants of Hadrian's Wall, and it's a very sculpted,
like stylistically,
settlement. Yes.
Okay.
And it's still there. Some edifices have been taken away, probably for other archaeological purposes. But this thing is amazing, and it's entirely cut out of the valley.
And what was the society that created it? Was it the Romans, the ancient Greeks?
Well, I mean, basically, this entire terrain was taken over eventually by the ancient Greeks, who renamed it blah, 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 blah. But
that's a weird language. I've never understood it.
The Nabatean Kingdom. So Petra, or Petra, again, is believed to have been settled as early as 9000 BC, and then it was established in the 4th century BC as the capital city of the Nabatean Kingdom.
Wow. So 5,000 years of people living in this canyon
before one dude showed up. Everything is before one dude showed up. Everything is in timeline. It's like, okay, everything before this dude showed up.
There's the Nabatean king is like, I created 5,000 years of peace in this canyon, and they're like, nah, Jesus, but like he showed up, and now it's a different time.
How old was that guy? He created 5,000 years. That guy was fucking old, dude.
And we're sitting here talking about Jesus. Exactly. What was the Nabatean king's name?
Yeah,
this is
5,000-year-old peaceful native of this canyon.
This is what totally blows my mind about this. The Nabateans were known for adapting to that fucking desert life. So whenever any other opponent took it over, it would not last long, because they knew how to cultivate rainwater. Like, as little of it that fell, everybody would collect it, and they were.
It's basically like Dune.
Yep, they were particularly skillful in 1, harvesting rainwater, 2, agriculture. They made that little bit of water go a long way, and 3, stone carving, because Jesus Christ.
I was going to say web design. Collecting
Brilliant
water,
coders, loved the water.
Web design. That was the 3 pillars of that society.
Jesus Christ, this shit is so fucking amazing.
That's the
literally it's insane. Like, how much was carved out of these valleys, and then there's also columns that go up to show that it kind of supported like some kind of interstate like system where two roads intersected for the first time, and all of that land is also built up like they were terraforming, and then nothing after that. So they were like, was it an idea? Or was it like no one wanted to trust that bridge?
I can see
That's how fucking amazing this civilization was.
And that's what always fascinates me about ancient civilizations, that so many of them just have a drop-off point where it's just they flourished for centuries and then just stopped. You
they
know,
elected
either
terrible
another
demagogue, and then they just fucking...
Yes, some got destroyed by other civilizations, some got ravaged by disease, some just fucking disappeared.
By the way,
they're just like, no idea.
That was the Petra Roman Road, which was like one of the first major intersections where it was actually terraformed. Yeah, it was actually terraformed. Oh my god!
So yeah, no, the idea that you're hanging out in this canyon and you've just finished construction on this brilliant, gorgeous treasury, and you're like, man, Pete, let's I gotta head back to my house. And they're like,
Ancient Pete,
I'm knackered. I gotta head back to the house, take a quick nap. And then you're like, they just put the bridge up. It's quicker, but
you want to take the bridge?
I think Ancient Travis was the one who designed it, and I don't think he's...
Can we stop calling ourselves ancient whatever? I mean, we all know we're ancient.
It's the time now. We're not ancient. It's current time. We're new.
How amazing is it, though, like thinking that this valley in the desert had something that was just easily guardable, you know?
Right.
All it took was someone just a couple 100 feet away.
Fortification.
Aiming down, like that height advantage.
Right. I have the high ground.
And
Ancient Pete, please.
they tunneled into these caves to make this fucking awesome city.
Handmade tools, we're assuming, right? Like unless they had power tools back in whatever.
In the first century ever. Yeah, sure.
And those things are from what I understand, it's elaborate carvings, right?
Oh my god, yes. It's been a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1985, and UNESCO described it as one of the most precious cultural properties of man's cultural heritage. Just amazing columns, theaters. Every commerce, every store had its own columns carved out of this sandstone valley.
That's insane.
And there would also be alleys. So if you were walking with a group of people, like, you know, almost like traffic in cars, but like leaving for the day, things like that, there would be stones you could slip behind and continue walking the opposite direction of where you just walked and take stairs to go onto the tops of these sandstone valleys.
I want to go there now.
It's incredible.
Yeah, you're definitely convincing me.
One thing about ancient civilizations is they fucking love some columns.
Yeah, they
do. All ancient civilizations just really digging the columns.
The column is
it's the thing that holds up shit.
Right. Yeah. They're like, we need that thing. We need this to be up.
We need something that we like it down here, but we could put it up there. That'd be great.
What do we need? There's a thing that I can do.
Squirrels.
Squirrels. Yes, tons of squirrels.
Also,
lots
Pixar
of squirrels.
animation.
If we just pack squirrels on top of each other.
Yes.
Forever.
Squirrels upon squirrels upon squirrels is what I have. You try to decipher, but you still don't know the half.
So that sounds fine, but...